played, comrade, and see you on the other side.
Hello there gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we've got a quick first look at the upcoming PSVR game Yupitergrad. We've been granted a little bit of early access and we're allowed to give you a quick look at the game, though a final scored review will come later on February 22nd. This comes from our network site Pure PlayStation, so give that a look for all of your PlayStation news, reviews and stuff. A code was provided by the publisher. Yupitergrad is finally getting a PSVR release on February 25th. The game has enjoyed some success on the Oculus Quest headset, but now it's time for PSVR owners to get wobbly legs too. Yupitergrad is a swinging game, pure and simple. The gameplay all hinges on the swinging mechanics, and if they aren't done well, the game will surely fail. I'm happy to say then that Yupitergrad works really well on PSVR, even with the light-based tracking of the PS Move Wand controllers. And yes, you will need two PS Move Wand controllers to play, as each one is assigned to your hands. There is no support for the DualShock 4 for obvious reasons. The game opens up with an extended tutorial to get you familiar with the controls. It took me a few minutes to get my head around the mappings on the PS Move wands, but they're fairly straightforward. You fire your sucker swingers by pulling the triggers. You turn left and right with the innermost face buttons, the circle buttons, and you can extend or retract your swinging lines with the buttons directly next to the circle, so the cross. You can, and should, use the physical controls too. You can shoot your suckers at a blue wall or ceiling and then pull your arm backwards to propel forwards, just like how Spidey does it, albeit with a little less grace. There's also the ability to move with thrusters, and these are mapped to the move buttons on the face of the controller. The thrusters let you push forward off of a swing, or backwards, or sideways. It's up to you, but they don't have to be used exclusively in the air. They're really handy for making refined movements in the times that you need to be on the ground, like when placing a power cell into a receptacle or something else. The layout is really simple, and once you get used to associating the inner buttons with turning and the outer buttons with in and out, it becomes effortless. That's not to say that swinging around is easy. It's hard work, and I'm definitely going to need a few more hours under my belt before I can apply to be anybody's friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man. I'm still really early on in the game, but first impressions count, and in this case, they're great. I'm really enjoying Yupitergrad, even if I'm not playing it quite as well as I would like. Time and practice will get me there though. The story is that you're a cosmonaut and you've been blasted off into space to work on the space station of the Motherland, and that's about as much as I can tell you. It's very silly and quite funny with its in-game narrative, but the real meat is in the tricky gameplay. You solve puzzles and do platforming, with the latter being really good fun. I've had to swing around the space station avoiding death traps, and there are many. I haven't avoided all of them, mind you, but that's where the time and practice will come into play. The game itself boasts over 50 levels for players to beat, as well as an all-new time attack mode that I will probably leave well alone. I can barely swing in a straight line as it is. I don't need the added pressure of a ticking clock. As far as the presentation and tech goes, I've got no complaints here. The game runs really smooth. I am playing on a PS5, it should be noted. And it looks great too with its comic book style graphics. Everything is really clean, and I'm not seeing any obvious blur, which is a massive win in my book. The tracking is surprisingly good, and I haven't had a single moment where it has felt off in over 2 hours of play. For reference, my camera is stacked on a few board games in front of my TV, so it's about the same height as I am when I'm sitting down, and yes, I am sitting down to play this one. After playing so many games on the Oculus Quest, I've become a bit too used to moving around freely. I don't want to pull my expensive PS5 off of its stand, so sitting is definitely my preferred way to play. Yupitergrad promises to deliver hours of gameplay, and I'm quite confident it will do just that. It's good fun, and it looks to be one of the better PSVR games in recent memory. Definitely keep an eye out for this one when it releases on February 25th. And that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it to be of some use. If you did, then please do us a massive favour and hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as well as the bell icon so that you're notified whenever we have new stuff for you to watch. Go down to the description for our social media channels, as well as our supporters page, where you can support our team if you can. I've been Chris. I'm the king of swingers, oh, VRVRP. That was awful. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.